I, 26F, am in a codependent relationship with my musician boyfriend, 25M, who basically isn't making any money in the off-season to support himself, and I can't leave without making him end up homeless. I don't know what to do. I, 25F, have been in a relationship with my boyfriend, 24M, a gigging musician, for almost a year. When we first met, I didn't have a job or any money due to mental health struggles, and he never once judged me for it. At that time, I was living with my mother, but things were tense between us. One night, my mom threatened to kick me out because I came home late, and my boyfriend let me move in with him. We quickly grew close, and we fell in love very fast. During the summer months, my boyfriend had enough gigs to support both of us, just enough to get by. I would drive him to all of his gigs, since his dad had taken his car after his license was suspended. This set the stage for our relationship, and things seemed to work out as we navigated our financial and personal lives together. However, things started to change as we entered the off-season, and my boyfriend's income dried up. For the past few months, he hasn't had many gigs and has barely made any money. Meanwhile, I've been working at a retail job for the past 4 months to support us both. I've been paying our rent and trying to cover basic living expenses on very little income. My mother has been helping me out with some of the bills, though I've grown to resent having to rely on her. I have a complicated relationship with her, and I never want to ask for her help again. On top of that, when she wants me to do things for her in return, my boyfriend gets upset that I'm going to her house on my days off. It's created a lot of tension, and I don't want to be stuck in a situation where I need her financial help anymore. My boyfriend claims that he can't get a side job because he doesn't have a car. His license has been suspended for over a year, and his father took his car from him. I've been the one driving him to all of his gigs throughout our relationship, trying to help him save money so he could eventually get his car back. But here we are, months later, and he still doesn't have his car or license, and he's still claiming that he can't make enough money because of that. I've suggested to him that he could look for a part-time job within walking distance from our apartment while he has free time in the off-season. I even offered to help by driving him to work when I'm off. His response? He says it's too cold to walk to a job, and he dismisses it as not being an option. He brushes it off, claiming that everything is fine because we have food and a roof over our heads, but I feel like this is just an excuse for him not to take responsibility. As time goes on, resentment has started to build up on my side. I've been the one driving him around everywhere, and yet sometimes when he does have a bit of money, he spends it on things like beer, weed, or junk from thrift stores, even when he knows we can't afford unnecessary expenses. It hurts me because I feel like he's not even trying to create new opportunities for himself. I'm not expecting him to suddenly become rich, but I do expect us to at least be able to afford our own food and share the rent. The fact that he continues to justify not making money until he gets his car back frustrates me, especially when it's clear that he won't be able to pay for car insurance or even take the one-day driver class to get his license unsuspended unless he starts making money first. I truly love my boyfriend, but every time I voice my concerns or suggest that he should look for a part-time job, he shuts me down. He blames everything on not having his car. While I understand that he's struggling with depression over the situation, I don't think it's enough to simply blame his lack of transportation for not taking action. He needs to find motivation to get himself out of this rut, even if it means doing something he's not passionate about. I've tried talking to him about it, but he only gets defensive and accuses me of being mean to him. I'm at a loss for what to do. I'm conflicted because I used to struggle with keeping jobs myself and relied on my mother for support. I know how hard it is to keep a job when you're in a difficult emotional place. I also understand that my boyfriend has been trying to make a living as a musician for years, and I know he's talented. But as much as I want to support him, I feel like I'm bearing the burden of our financial struggles alone. I worry that I will end up being the one to pay for his $400 driver class and his car insurance, only to find that even with his car back, he still won't be motivated to get a side job. The worst part is that he doesn't have any family support. His family does not help him at all, and the friends he used to live with are facing their own living issues. If I left, I don't know where he would go, and it breaks my heart to think of him being left with nowhere to turn. I'm completely lost. I don't want to leave him, but I can't continue living like this. I don't want to be in a codependent relationship anymore, and I don't know how to make things better. He needs to take responsibility for his situation and start making an effort, but I'm unsure how much longer I can handle being the one to carry the weight of our relationship. I feel like I'm stuck in a situation where I can't leave without feeling guilty, but at the same time I'm becoming resentful of the way things are. I want things to improve, but I don't know how to make that happen if he's not willing to take the necessary steps to change.